I love you. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Latera and this is my sister
Bernice one.
And today,
or Fly Girl V on YouTube and Instagram.
Okay. And today we are going to be bringing to you a list of all the things that you incoming freshmen need to know about high school. This is going to be everything you need to know, from schoolwork to extracurriculars to
dealing with the
Bernice, do not curse on my channel.
To dealing with those meanies.
Also, my sister's dog is right there.
We're going to introduce her real quick.
This is Ruby.
She's the cutest.
And she wants to get down.
She's my darling dog. Go, fly, be free.
So, and also it's raining outside if you hear that. So if you hear pitter patter paws or rain, you know the reason. But when I was entering 9th grade, I watched so many of these videos, not even gonna lie. So when I entered 9th grade, I decided to start my own list. And as you guys know, I am an upcoming senior. So this list has been going for the last 3 years. So this is really everything that I know about high school, plus my sister, who is a junior in college, everything she knows about high school. So we got y'all for real. And basically, so I'm gonna say what the advice is, and we're just gonna talk about it just a little more to give you a little more
We're
insight.
gonna go in depth into
basically.
each of the items.
Don't buy a bunch of supplies until you get your syllabus.
Okay, so when you get to high school, you're going to start getting syllabi, which is an outline of the course, basically. And they will have the supplies on there that you need.
And even when you do get your syllabus, sometimes you don't need the stuff on there either.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, don't waste your money until you really know what you need.
Of course, buy pencils and pens and stuff.
Yeah. The only thing you need the first day of school is a notebook and a pencil.
One thing I learned as well is to have one folder for all of the tasks or papers that you have to bring home to sign. I really think it's good to keep all the administrative stuff and the stuff you gotta get it signed, the stuff that it's like applications for things, in one folder.
Don't be afraid to get loud at pep rallies. That is what they are for, to get loud and let the upperclassmen know that your class is in the house.
Yes, I know y'all don't know everybody yet, but at our school, they used to go around to each class section.
Yes.
To see who is the loudest, and whoever is screaming loudest won. And you know, it's just like a fun little thing to kind of brag about that your class is the best.
Exactly, and it kind of gets y'all respect as freshmen if you come in loud and you're willing to participate in activities. Like if you're at a pep rally and they point to your section and y'all are like they're gonna start booing you. Like, right. That's not even a lie.
I mean, they're gonna boo you regardless, but
yeah,
they'll boo you even louder.
Yeah, so don't give them a reason to boo. Remember, it's okay to be a little late to your classes on the first week of school, and so take that time to try to find out the best routes to your classroom when it's not going to be punished.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, but also remember, there's always going to be people, whether it's teachers or upperclassmen, that will help you find where you need to go.
Another thing might be to go to open houses and stuff.
Yes.
Also, you can meet friends like that.
This might be one of the most important pieces of advice that I can literally give you, ever. Don't just talk to the people you went to middle school with. Get outside of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying if you see somebody walking down the street and you went to middle school with them, avoid them, but don't only talk to that person because it makes you feel safe or makes you feel comfortable. Get outside of your comfort zone.
9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10.
No, 9.5.
These people are not going to be the people you're still talking to in your senior year.
Yes.
No.
Your friend group changes so drastically. It's just easier if you know more people to feel less alone. Wear something comfortable but still cute. This is especially for you ladies. Don't wear heels. No one wears heels.
Seriously, that's a give me that neck moment. I know y'all youngsters probably don't know what that is, but if you wearing heels, girl,
Yeah, it's kind of unnecessary. Go out for a lot of sports and clubs and just put yourself out there.
If you do a sport, you might be able to avoid gym class.
Yes, in my school you need a credit and a half of gym to graduate, but if you do a sport, it takes off that extra half credit. This kind of goes with what I was saying earlier, but don't be afraid to show a lot of school spirit during homecoming weeks, football games, pep rallies, etc., etc. Some people think if they do that, people will judge you, especially like if it's homecoming week and you're dressing up and you wear something crazy to school, but no one will judge you. Like, usually people are like, oh my gosh, and like,
unless they don't care.
Unless they don't care. But like, even people that don't care, like, they're not gonna be like, oh, you look like a dork because you dressed up.
I wasn't a teacher's pet, but I was, you know,
they knew you.
They knew me. The administration knew me, not because I had like a bunch of school spirit, but I was just involved.
Yes.
And all that kind of stuff. And so, if you need like recommendations for college,
that's
or
really good thing. Or if you just want something to happen, like let's say you want to make a club or you want to try to institute a program. If you already have that relationship with the administrators. With the administrators, and they can look and be like, oh, that's the girl that always gets involved in this or always participates in this. That gives you like street cred almost. So they're like, okay, we can kind of trust her and we know that you
also you kind of get carte blanche in a tiny way. Carte blanche is like you have a freedom to roam. Or what's the exact definition?
I kind of get what you were saying. Like, if you get involved, you get a little more leniency than other students who are just like going about their day normally.
Yeah, like you can get out of class.
Yes.
If a teacher needs help with something, you could just be like, "Can I help you with it?"
Yeah.
And they'll be more likely to, you know, let you help and get out of class, do whatever if you have a relationship with them.
This is really important. Do all of your summer work in the summer. Don't let your first impression that your teachers have of you is a slacker or a procrastinator. Like, even if that's the only thing you turn in on time, turn in your summer work on time.
Turn in your summer work on time. Read those books.
Read the books. Audiobooks are your life savior. Like, my 8-push class last year, we had to read Uncle Tom's Cabin. How many pages is that?
It's a lot, like 300.
It's like 300 pages.
Maybe more.
And I had not started on the book. Like, it was due on a Monday. And I had not started on the book on the Sunday before the Monday. And I went on YouTube. I found an audio book of Uncle Tom's Cabin. I put it on 2x speed. And I listened to it in it was probably like a 20-hour long audio book. I listened to it in 10 hours. And I knew so much stuff. Like, there's always spark notes. There's always ways to get out of it. But it's so easy to just listen to an audio book. And if you're not like me, like, you can drive and listen. You can like run and listen if you work out. Like, there's so many opportunities to just listen to audiobooks. Like, why wouldn't you? Not have any missing assignments at all. Like, don't have any zeros in the grade book.
Because
Go.
I was gonna say, because if somehow you get a lower grade on something else, having all your assignments turned in will pad your grade.
Yeah. Like, even if you have to turn something in like 3 days late and your teacher takes off like 15 points per day, having a 50 in the grade book is so much better than having a 0. And it may be like, at that point, what is it worth it? It is worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Like, a 0 can bring you down. Like, if you have
a whole grade, letter grade.
Yeah.
Depending on how they set up the class.
Like, let's say you have one homework assignment and homework is 10% of your grade and you don't turn that in, you automatically, the highest you can get is a 90. So just think about that. Like, it's so much easier just to turn it in. And
even if it's late.
Even if it's late. Something that might get your teachers to be a little more lenient if you turn something in late is emailing them before it's due and being like, hey, I've just been really busy with this, and this. I was wondering if I could have a slight extension. Like, not all teachers will go for that, but some will.
Yeah.
Especially if you come to them beforehand rather than after
Yeah,
the
because
fact.
odds are nobody else is really doing that.
Yeah. Know your resources, so know your guidance counselors, know your principals, know your teachers, know your peers even. And that will really help you with what we were saying earlier. Like, if people know who you are, you get a little more freedom and you get a little more opportunity to do more stuff. So if you get to know your resources, you'll always be better off than someone who just kind of skates under the radar.
And another thing to do with that is some resources, not just human resources, but like digital and print resources. Like the school may have a newsletter or something that has valuable information.
Some good apps to help y'all out. Like if you're ever struggling or you just need extra studying, Quizlet is a great tool to study with. Albert is another great tool to study with, especially if you're studying for the ACT or AP exams. Photomath is a great tool to study with. It breaks down math problems so you can see a step-by-step analysis of how to do it.
Listen to the announcements. I'm going to tell y'all a tiny little story. When I was in the 9th grade, there was an announcement asking if anybody was interested in going to China for a study abroad trip that was connected to the university in our city. Everybody else was talking and all that kind of stuff, but I was listening to the announcements and I heard that announcement, went to where they told us to go for the application, and long story short, I went to China that summer. It was pretty cool, like one of the coolest trips that I've ever been on. And I met so many people who I'm still friends with to this day. That was 5 years ago. There are certain classes that allow you to get college credit that you take in high school. And it may seem kind of daunting to you, but
it's not as hard as it seems.
It also, you can graduate more earlier when you get to college. Avoid paying for extra classes that you didn't actually need. Because in high school, those classes are free. And so you should take advantage of the advanced classes that will get you college credit, because they're not free in college, but they're free in high school. So go ahead and take them.
Always study. So like for these opportunities that she was just talking about, how you can get college credit if you take dual enrollment, dual credit, or AP, that comes with studying for those exams and getting good grades in those classes. So if you don't get good grades, like, it's kind of a waste. So in that point, you could have just been taking standard classes and been just as well off. But always study.
Right. But also I want to say, because we've been talking a lot about college and stuff, and that's what I know about since I'm in college.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go to college, but
college isn't the only
option. College is not the only option.
Keep your mind open into the options that are available to you after graduation. Even though college isn't a necessity, I think graduating high school is a necessity.
Getting good grades it'll just let you. It opens up the options of where you can go and what type of scholarships you can get. Because regardless, you got to pay for any type of secondary schooling you're going to do.
Just some options that are available for you after high school. Like she said, technical or trade school. So that could be anything from plumbing to engineering to working on
aircraft mechanic.
Yeah. You can go to a community college, which is a 2-year program. You can go to a 4-year program. That's the more traditional path. Or you can even go to any branch of the military. And I'm sure there's other options. Like, you can get into real estate. I know you can get your real estate license but without a college degree. So there's always options. If you don't think you want to go to college, just remember that there are things that you can do outside of high school. But it's important to make the most of your high school career. Because even if you don't focus on your grades, you can make a lot of very valuable connections at high school. So it's just remember never to throw the opportunities that you have away.
Right.
Like, even if you don't think you will need these people or that you can use what they're teaching you, there's always a way that you can.
Right.
Take care of you, boo.
Take care of you, boo.
As y'all can tell from all of the advice that we are giving you, high school can be a little overwhelming.
Yep.
And
especially we haven't even talked about the social aspect of it yet. And that can heavily affect somebody's experience in high school and heavily affect the amount of brain power they use to focus on school.
So it's very important, if you feel yourself crashing or you feel yourself just not being yourself, take a moment. It's okay to like skip school for a day. Not skip school, no. Ask your parents if you can stay home from school for a day to just take care of yourself, even if all you're doing is sleeping in your bed all day because you need an extra day of rest. Like, that's okay. High school can get very overwhelming, so make sure you're taking care of yourself in the midst of all the madness.
Don't focus on high school drama. That's a part of taking care of yourself. There will be plenty of it. Regardless of whether you are in the drama or not, there will be plenty of it for you to be affected by.
Yes.
Hey guys, this is Latera from The Next Day. I've been editing for the last couple of hours and I did not realize it at the time, but we have about an hour of footage, so obviously that's not all gonna fit in one video. I didn't think y'all wanted to sit through a 30-minute long video, so I am gonna be breaking this up into 2 parts. I hope you have enjoyed the advice so far. The next video is gonna probably be more oriented to more social advice and more things in your social life of high school. So if you have any questions about the advice we talked about so far, leave them down below. I will be sure to get to them. I will be back very soon with part 2. But I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment, and share the video, especially to any upcoming freshmen. I hope y'all like my UT shirt. You know, go Vols. And also, as I was watching the video, I realized there were a couple things that I forgot to say. So I don't know if y'all want me to make another video because it's already going to be 2 parts. But I do have more advice. Like, y'all, I feel like my high school experience has been really good to me, so I just want to impart what I have learned and the mistakes I have learned so y'all can have the best high school experience that y'all can have. Remember to LOL all the time in both ways. I love you. Bye.
Hello. What's it called?